Hello, we are back on Seaopolis. How's everybody doing? We're doing great. I don't know. Intro, man. We'll figure it out. But we're here at the base, and as I said last time, we're getting crowded, right? We have this guy all set up here. We could take this down, but I think we're going to leave it up for now. We may move it in the future, but honestly, what we need to do is we need to expand the base, and I think that's what I want to do today. So I have been smelting up some things. We're getting prepped for future projects, and I really need to, after I get the charcoal smelted, I need to smelt up some glass. Like I said, we've got some seared bricks here, and my plan was we were going to start working at the next advancements, which would be this guy here. We're not going to get into crops right now, but we are going to be getting into these very soon. I wanted to start getting into the flint sieving quests. But, when we get into this, we're going to start getting these ore pieces, and we can get these from sifting sand. And then the uses of these guys, we can make chunks. You guys know this stuff. We've done tons of sifting. Now, as far as processing these ore chunks, there's many different ways that we could do it. We can use a small plate presser to make dust this way. That's neat. There's a washing factory that really gives you raw liquid meat. There's an induction smelter, a pulverizer, but we're not quite into machines yet. Obviously, this stuff in mechanism where we can turn this into 3 nickel chunks or 2 dust, or even 4 shards, we're not there yet. So the way we're going to have to do this is through a smeltery, and we can get 2 ingots in a smeltery. We can get 1 ingot and 3 nuggets in a melter, but as it sits, I really want to be doing this in the smelter. Now, I know that to build all of the things for the smelter, like the seared drain, we're going to need some copper, and the chute, we are also going to need some copper, so we're going to have to do our first few ingots in the melter of copper. But I want to expand the base. So we have done a little bit of prepping in a creative world, so let's jump over there and we'll check that out. Now we're over in the creative copy of the world, and how we're going to expand our base is using this guy right here. And of course, in the creative world, we just grabbed some C-Bucks, and we got ourselves a building gadget and a couple other things. We need 25 C-Bucks, we get a charging station and a template manager. So the charging station, this uses any kinds of fuel, like charcoal, to charge up the building gadget. We don't need this guy. I snagged this to change the blue terracotta for this sphere here. So we've built this sphere, we copied this one, pasted it here, and then I used the exchanging gadget that we had in our inventory and changed it out for this soulstone bricks. I think this is going to look good. I really do. And we want to change our bubbles out, or our balls out, for different materials in these locations, but we are going to need a bunch of glass. So we've got this guy copied, and to do this, when you have this thing, we can shift right click, and we can make adjustments. We can clear this thing. So you can set blocks outside. This dirt is lined up. As a matter of fact, it's lined up incorrectly? We need to go just outside of this bubble, right? So we can select the first position right here. We then come over to this piece of dirt, which should be also... should be that way by 1 and that way by 1. And then we can shift right click this, and now we have the area copied. If we are to delete this block, and I should have deleted this one as well, we can then copy this again. Oh, I messed that up. It doesn't matter, we already have it copied. Then what you do, after you get your area copied, which unfortunately ours is not copied correctly, is you grab yourself a piece of paper. You then come into your template manager. You place in your crafter. You place in your piece of paper, and then you hit save. And that turns that into this template here. Now, when doing that, I put the template back in here, and we hit copy. And you can see down here, copied to clipboard, successful. So now, we should be able to get back into the survival world and paste this from creative to the world. So over here in the useful items, down at the bottom, the shops, we can come in here to building expansion, turn in 25 C-Bucks, which we have in our inventory here, click submit, and it will give us all of these things. So we have the charging station, the template manager, and then we have the building gadget itself. We do also need some paper. And how did I make this before? Sawdust. That's right. We need to hammer down some wood, or just use what we've got right here. That'll get us 6 pieces of paper. So, template manager, charging station. We should be able to put in a piece of paper here and hit paste. That is our template. Very, very good. We do need to grab some of the charcoal that we've been smelting up. Let's see. I actually want all of this in here to start smelting down some... Let's put this back in. Oh, we'll take 2 stacks worth of charcoal here. And let's get ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a stack of glass. Smelting up. Has to go in the blast furnace. Is that all I have for soulstone? It is. That's okay. We will smelt it all up. Okay. So now over here in the charging station, we will put in charcoal, and we will put this guy, and we will let this thing charge up. Once this charges up, we can use this template, and we can actually start building a larger base once we have all of the materials. So I don't know. There we go. Shift right click will tell us we need 2 dirt, we need 458 glass, we need 189 soulstone bricks, and we need 5 torches. I did replace the sea lanterns in the other build with torches because we don't have the torches that we need. So we are going to need more soulstone to build more than one of these bubbles, but I think to start out with, we're just going to do 1. Expand the base out, get us a little tinker's area, and this guy is smelted. And this template here, we're going to need quite a bit of glass. Ooh. Alright, so... yeah, I guess we're definitely going to have to postpone 458. Oh, and we need 2 dirt. Okay. The 2 dirt is our blocks that we use to create the template. So they will be mined up by us once we have them set down. So yeah, now I need to gather all of these materials, and then we will go over how exactly we set this sphere in the world. And we're going to need to grab our potion of water breathing, and we might want another one. So that requires some fish, some bowls, and some water bottles. Where are our bowls? Did I put those in the wood? Or did it consume them crafting? Interesting. Okay. We're going to go... I believe that we have to throw the water bowls, but this we should be able to just go dink. Yep, and that got us a water bottle. Let's go throw these guys in the water down here. One of those went really far down. It does consume the bowls. Okay, cool. So we got a couple of water-breathing potions. Now all we need to do is get the rest of the material. Went AFK for a little bit. I did move the blast furnace here. Got a little automatic setup. And smelted down 8 stacks of glass, which is what we can get from a stack of charcoal. And now we have all of the things that we need for our material list. So now it is time to go underwater and see if we can place this thing. Actually, before we do that, I forgot. We've got to go in here and put in the template, the machine, and load it to the machine. Now this should be loaded. And if we hit our key, we can hit paste. This is by default, I think, the G key, which is bound to something else. So I bound this to the number 2. And now it is in paste mode. Will this work? We already pasted it, right? That's how we got it. Let's see. All right, let's just try this. I don't know. We'll drink our water breathing potion before we go in. And I think we want to go out this side here. Aha, there it is. You can see it. So we're going to want this thing pretty close to the base, which is why I have grabbed a little bit more dirt so that we can actually come off of this guy, placing the dirt in. So obviously we can see that we need to come out a few more blocks, and that looked like a decent height. Right here. Oh no. Oh no. We gotta delete this guy. This takes so long underwater. We need a Aqua Affinity helmet to help this process out. Okay. So that looks like it's good. So if we go ahead and right-click this, it should build it. Look at that. It's connected to our base, and I'll come back and get these guys later. We'll get ourselves a shovel. Now, I did have torches in here, and unfortunately those torches are not going to last because we did it in water. As you can see, the torches landed here. I will put one here to prevent anything from spawning there, and we will also have to remove these little bits of dirt from where we actually built this thing, and let us go back down here. And now's where we're going to need our sponge. I think we had a sponge on a stick. Yeah, this guy. And, let's see. If we do this, water's going to kind of flow everywhere. So let's break this. We'll pick that guy back up. And our inventory is very light on materials now because this thing was built. So let us go ahead and fall back down. We will go in here and break the glass. Oh, that's right. It's a double layer. And we should be able to just kind of use this sponge. I really don't know how this works. I will pick up my torches, though. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And that's the end of it. Alright, let's grab our actual sponges. Which we have 28 of them. We can get more. And we'll do this the old-fashioned way. Looks like we got a little bit of water right here. And we're good to go. So the other change that I made also was right here. We did not put the trap door in. I wanted to leave this thing open like this. And now we have the double layer of the coral stone, and then the double layer of the soul stone, and kind of the old way of getting up here, because we don't have a ladder. Let's place all of this down, and now we have a secondary location for our base, and we can actually break our glass out, which is really, really nice. Perfect. And because we have quark installed, we can actually utilize the glass shards that we're getting, and we can craft those up. I think I've shown that before, and we get some of the glass back. It's not all of them. And then we can take the wet sponge and we can place it in a furnace, or we can wait till we get to the nether and then head to the nether. Let's go ahead and put this block back just to get rid of that. And now I think, I think what we want to do is at least move this stuff. We don't want it in the walkway anymore, and the blast furnace. And I think we're going to start looking into a little bit of tinkers, getting some copper ingots and stuff like that. So I'm going to clean out my inventory. We're going to get a fair amount. Let's grab this dirt back of sand. We're going to grab some red sand, and we're going to sift that too. I'm trying to think as I'm trying to get rid of stuff in my inventory. And we're going to put this guy and this guy in the backpack. We'll put the paper in there for now. And I don't know why I have 30 raw cod on me, but sure. There we go. All cleaned up. Yep, so we're going to take some sand. We're going to start sifting that here. We're just going to sit here right-clicking, and then we can start building some stuff in here. I'm excited. I sifted a stack of sand, and I went ahead and sifted 2 stacks of red sand, because red sand is where we get these copper ore pieces. So, and we need these because what we're going to be looking at doing is building our smeltery. Or at least this is what I would like to eventually get to. Ow. None of these are unlocked. Let's see. If we take our seared bricks and pull these out, let's go ahead and make that. Ah. Did not work. I have to finish this quest line. Maybe we should look at getting through some of these guys right here and turning them into ingots. So to make the smeltery like the controller, we're gonna need ourselves 4 ingots poured over a seared heater, which we have the seared heater, and then the other 2 parts, the chute and the drain, also need 2 ingots of copper. So we need a total of 8 ingots. When we melt the copper ore chunks, it will give us 2 ingots in a smeltery, but we don't have that right now. We have a melter, which gives us 1 ingot and 3 nuggets. So for every 3 chunks that you smelt, you'll get 4 ingots, which is why we've done this. This way we're not wasting copper. So we should be able to do something like this. We should be able to just go ahead and turn our tin and our nickel into chunk form. Why are you being silly? Now, I have more nickel than I do tin and copper because both sands will get you nickel. So the next quest is for us to actually turn these into ingots. Aha, and we finally did unlock the Smeltery controller, which, as we saw, is a seared heater with some molten copper over it. Okay. So let's go ahead and smelt a few of these chunks, and we want to make sure that we pick that up because we don't want this stuff to be automatically poured out. We actually are going to want to turn this into ingots. So let's take our casting basin and grab our casting table. And we're also going to need to grab ourselves a little bit of sand. We have 769. We have more red sand than we do regular sand, so we'll grab that. Now this has got 4 ingots worth of copper, so we should be able to place this guy down. And what we're going to want to do is make these blank sand cast, and this is how we're going to cast our stuff out to start with. So we start by right-clicking this guy, and then you can right-click any kind of ingot, and that'll give you an ingot cast, and then we can pour that, and it will turn into a copper ingot, and the cast itself will be broken, unfortunately. So now we have a copper ingot. Perfect. We just need to do this, take that out. We just need to do this a few more times. I need to get 4 ingots, and then I believe for the controller, we're going to need the basin. Yes, we need the casting basin, and we need our seared heater so that we can turn all of this into a Tinker Smeltery. That's the plan, right? So let's pull this guy out and cast out our last ingot. Boom, there is 4 copper ingots, which is really, really nice. Let's grab our heater, and we already have our basin. And we'll smelt down 3 more chunks. Right here. Again, like I said, we will remove this guy. It'll be picked up there, that's no problem. Put down the casting basin, put the seared heater in it, and we should be able to pour the copper over it. Let's go ahead and grab this guy out. Once it hardens, it should disappear, and it's down here. The Smeltery controller. Cool. So we have the seared brick quest, we have the Smeltery controller, we need to make the seared chute and the seared drain. As far as the flint sieving goes, we're going to need to get some tin and some nickel ingots. We're going to need to make constantan and bronze, and then work our way up this quest line. So we're kind of doing 2 quest lines at a time, but we really want to get this Tinker Smeltery set up. So a seared chute, pretty easy to make. The seared drain is the copper moved into these slots here, so we will go ahead and craft those by just typing in seared in JEI. This is the seared chute, seared drain, and boom. We should go ahead and make some sand cast molds. I believe that takes care of that. And the last thing is a Tinker's Anvil, used to make more advanced tools like the hammer and excavator. This quest will allow any Tinker Anvil. So this is a little bit out of our price range. Requires bronze, 9 bronze to be specific. Bronze is an alloy that we make with 1 tin and 3 copper, and it gets us 4 bronze. And we need 27 ingots. So, yeah, we will come back to that. Now, we also need to look at our chapter challenges here, because it's going to want 64 of these sand, it wants 64 niter, it wants 64 cinnabar, and it wants 32 sea lantern. How? Okay, maybe we'll be getting into that a little bit later. So we need to tear this guy down. We shouldn't need this setup anymore. we should be able to make our smeltery. So we're going to build that in our new sphere. And let me make sure that I've got everything. Let's make a few more of these, just to complete the chapter challenges. We're going to need quite a bit anyway. And yeah, let me reorganize and we will start building our smeltery over here. Alright, I do believe I have everything that I need. We cleaned up our inventory ever so slightly. We've got our drains, we've got all of our pieces and parts, and before I build the smeltery, I think off camera we are going to move this setup to kind of up above, maybe in between these two spheres, and start getting this back online and pumping items into our drawer controller, because we do need more sand. We are going to need more red sand. We're going to have to start sifting that stuff, and it would be nice to get some of these other blocks. I know some of them, like smooth stone, we have enough for now. But yeah, let's look into building this smeltery. So a smeltery, if we go back into the quest, the smeltery can be made almost any size. The smallest size only has one slot for smelting in it and must contain a seared floor and bricks around the center or block. So what it's talking about is you can build this guy right here. This has the tank, the controller. It has two seared bricks here, and what you can't see is there is one in the middle where this wood plank is, and this is the smallest smeltery, and you can make them as big as you want. We're going to do the traditional 3x3. So let's bust this floor out here and fall down. Perfect. We'll collect our blocks back because that's a valuable resource. And let's start putting it down. So you need the base of your smeltery like this. You need your controller somewhere in it. We are going to put a seared drain here so that we can utilize this side of it and this side of it. And then we're probably just going to put our chute over here. And I believe this is the item that we can pump items in and out of this. As far as our tank goes, we need the tank, just like in the melter that we had. We need fuel for our furnace, that's what this is, or our smeltery, and then we can just place blocks, like so. And this should be a viable smeltery, which it is. It has 9 slots for melting. It can hold 72 ingots. If we were to bump this up by 1 because we have the blocks, we can now see that this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 18 slots, so we doubled the slots, and we also doubled the capacity at 144 ingots. Perfect. So as I said before, I'm probably going to want to fill this in like I did over here, but I'm thinking about using some kind of wood, maybe a... let's actually look at that real quick. Maybe spruce would look good up against the soulstone. I think we're going to want to actually get like some dark oak, because this doesn't look the greatest. Let's see. We have some dark oak. I like it. Yeah, so we're going to eventually fill this in with a little bit of wood as we've done the other, and we'll have a ladder getting down. And I'm not sure how I feel about the soulstone just yet, but I do need to move this torch, because it is in the way. We're going to place it here, we're going to place one here, and eventually we'll move the other 2. But what we're going to want now is we're going to want our casting stuff here and here. So I'm going to put the base in here and the table here. Now the nice thing is we can put the hoppers underneath these guys if we wanted to collect the different stuff. We will take our seared drain and right click them onto here. And now what we should be able to do is we should be able to put 2 copper chunks in here. And once these smelt up, they should turn into 4 ingots. What is going on? Do I not have enough lava? Oh, no, it's just taking time. So this is now doubled our ingots, and we don't have to worry about any loss with the melter as we once had. So our quest line for flint sieving is going to want us to get a tin and nickel ingots. It's also going to want bronze, which, as we saw before, is an alloy between copper and tin. So if I were to put tin in, it's going to turn it into bronze. And then constantan is an alloy between nickel and copper. So what I'm going to need to do, I goofed by putting this copper in here, is we're actually going to need to pull it out in an ingot form using our blank cast, and then we're going to need to put some tin in, pull at least 1 ingot out, put some nickel in, pull at least 1 ingot out, and then probably start making the constantan and the bronze real quick. So yeah, let me do this. All right, we got those ingots pulled out. That's the nice thing about the smelter, is you can pull this back out, you can put them back in, you can do all kinds of stuff. But we are going to need a piece of tin, and we're going to need a piece of nickel. And as we saw, these two don't actually mix. And I think we're just not seeing the graph little bar right here. Yep, we're just not seeing the time that it takes to smelt, but it is. So now we'll do the same thing. We'll put down our cast. We'll pull our tin out. And then hopefully by then the nickel, yeah, the nickel is done. And there we go. That should be everything that is in the smeltery, and this should give us the quests complete. And now we need to make constantan and bronze. So constantan, we saw, was nickel. Let's just put a nickel ingot and a copper ingot in here, and this should start alloying once it melts into constantan. And then we are going to need to put a tin and copper in afterwards to make the next alloy. So there's the copper, there's the tin, now it is constantan. We can go ahead and throw the tin and the copper in whilst we pour out the constantan. And we're starting to get metals. We're starting to get into some tech. Oh, I messed up. I goofed. The copper itself, we actually need, is it 3 ingots? It is 3 ingots. Let's go throw these guys in there. And that should make the bronze that we need. And just like that, boom, 4 ingots of molten bronze. Same thing here. We'll pour it out. And that is a ton of chapters completed. Ton of quests. We got 19 C-Bucks for that. Looking at the quest line here, we need to get into overworld matter. Molten overworld matter is made from organic water, tin, and clay in a smeltery and poured into a basin. Okay, so it needs 500 millibuckets of organic water, 1 tin, and 1 clay ingot. So that's just 1 clay ball. Okay. Okay. The organic water we make in a fired crucible, which we could use this crucible since we made it. And we can put in leaves, which will give us 20 millibuckets. We can put in this stuff, which only gives us 1 millibucket. We can put in sugarcane, cactus, bamboo, and an egg for 40. The different vegetables for 20. A melon slice for 50. And a pumpkin actually gives us 200 millibuckets. Wow. I think the easiest thing for us is, of course, going to be leaves. So if we put a bunch of jungle leaves into the crucible, we should be able to get what we need. Now, where did we put that? That is the question. Hmm? There it is. Aha. Okay. Is there a uses? Oh, okay, here we go. So crucible heat sources, we can put it a sea lantern. That's neat. A blaze lantern, uranium, lava, and a torch. Lava is our best bet. So I think we should move. I should move this to the front of the smeltery so I don't have to always run back. Okay. Let me get this. We got it. So that guy goes there. And we need 500 millibuckets of this. So that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's should be 200, 300, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 400, 1, 2, 5. That is 500 millibuckets. Now, the problem is we cannot move this because our bucket will only move 1,000 millibuckets at a time. So, yep. So we'll need 2 tin ingots, 2 clay ingots, and then 1,000 millibuckets. And it looks like this crucible is not good to have right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 600. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 700. 800. 900. 1, 4, 5. That should be 1,000. And that should be our buckets. How do I place this in? Organic water bucket. Do I need... Hmm. How do I get it in there? Well, we're going to try the flopper. I'm going to try putting this here and placing in, I guess, a couple blocks like so. And see if this will push it in there. It doesn't. Hmm. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to lose this, so we're going to need to make some more organic water. If I break this... Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much just lost the organic water, which is unfortunate. Hmm. Okay, let me make more. So I just right-clicked on this guy right here, the drain, and it went in there. So we need 2 tin pieces, and we need 2 clay. And yeah, I can't believe I made that as hard as it is. Or we can use our 2 bricks that we have right here. Perfect. 2 bricks go in there. Oh, we can see the little process bar now. Perfect. And we should be able to make overworld matter. And we have 2 ingots of tin. Oh, because I only needed 1 chunk because it makes 2 ingots. I'm a genius. Let's go ahead and get the tin back out. That's no big deal. And now we have 40 blocks. Okay. Well, let's get our first piece. Bam. Nice. Ceramic seawater. A barrel of water on top of overworld matter makes sea water. Okay. Well, I think that's a good stopping point. I think we've gone for quite a bit of time. Like I said, between episodes, I think I'm going to move this guy. We're going to get this more automated and start getting sand and stuff like that. I'm going to get a hopper underneath this guy and put our lever back here so that we can start just automatically draining this. The problem is we have no way to collect this right now. And I did use all of my hoppers to make this guy, which did not work. So yeah, a little bit of base cleanup, stuff like that. But today we did expand the base. We got into Tinkers. We're moving along in our quest lines just fine. And yeah, I think that's the end of this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Please, it helps out a ton. Hit the subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when videos like this come out. Check the description for all the different ways to follow me. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.